So let me ask you a question, a very simple one at that. What happens when the world's highest criminal court tries to arrest the leader of the terrorist state backed by the world's strongest military alliances? Hmm? I'm waiting. You don't get justice. You get geopolitics in a courtroom costume. Today, we are going to be breaking down the case of the International Criminal Court versus Benjamin Netanyahu. And trust me, this is not just law. This is power, this is alliance, this is hypocrisy, and a little bit of rules for thee and not for me. Okay, let's start with the facts. In 2024, the ICC prosecutor Karim Khan made a move that shook global politics. He applied for arrest warrants against the problem land's leadership, including Netanyahu. This is serious. The allegations were war crimes, war against humanity, crimes against humanity, specifically tied to Israel's conduct in Gaza. Now, pause a bit. This is huge because the ICC usually goes after African leaders, state dictators, people with less, let's say, limited diplomatic backup. But this time, they aim at a sitting leader of a country backed by the United States, the giant in the room. Not only United States, Western alliances, whether they come out publicly to affirm that or not, and a very powerful geopolitical network. This is like a referee trying to red card the team that owns the stadium. Think about it like the ICC walking into the geopolitical gym and said, "Hey, we'd like to arrest the heavyweight champion." And the heavyweight champion said, "Who? But do you actually have the security clearance to be here in the first place? Not talk of arresting me." You understand my drift, right? So let's demystify the ICC. The ICC is a is the International Criminal Court as you know it, and was created to prosecute genocide, war crimes, and crime against humanity. That sounds powerful, right? But here is the catch: the ICC has no police, no army, and no enforcement mechanism, and it depends on country to arrest suspects and hand them over to the ICC. Now, here's where things get nasty. The problem state is not a member of the ICC. And guess who else is not a member of the ICC? The United States. See, the United States is not a member of the ICC. So essentially, the court is trying to prosecute someone who never agreed to its authority. Just look at it like this, like getting banned from a WhatsApp group you never joined. Is it possible? It's not possible. Now let's go deeper. Is this about justice or is it about signaling something? Because geopolitics is really about what is said, but it is about what it meant. Now, the ICC's move sends a message: no one is above international law. That's the signal. But the global response tells a different story. Western powers, especially the United States, reacted with strong criticism. Why? Because this creates a dangerous precedent. It creates a dangerous atmosphere. If terrorist Netanyahu can be targeted, which bully is next? US generals, NATO leaders, or future presidents that are willing to bully other small countries? And this suddenly makes the champions of the international law start to fidget. They start getting very nervous. It's like everyone loves a rule until the rule starts applying to them. Then it becomes, wait, let's not rush into accountability now. Let's just wait. Let's hold on. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is called double standard. The ICC has historically focused heavily on African leaders. But when it turns towards the Western aligned figures, suddenly the ICC becomes biased. It feels like it's overstepping and it's politicized. So the question becomes: is the ICC a court of law or a court of convenience or a court to sentence African leaders that refuse to bow to the West? Because justice that only applies to the weak is not justice, it's hierarchy. And geopolitics is built on hierarchy. We know it, and that's why the US is seen as the superpower number one. Countries don't say, "Are we right?" They say, Are we winning? Like you can hear Trump keep saying, we are winning, we're winning, we're winning. This case is bigger than Netanyahu. It changes the credibility of ICC. If nothing happens, the court will look powerless. If powerful nations ignore it, it becomes optional. Countries will start asking, will this court come for us next? And if I need this court, will this court be able to get me justice? And this creates distrust, resistance, and fragmentation. Now, can Netanyahu be arrested? The short answer is that is highly unlikely. No, unless Netanyahu travels to a country that recognizes the ICC's authority and arrest him and hands over him to the ICC. And let's be honest, that's not happening anytime soon. So, what is ICC's judgment about? It's a legal move with political consequences but limited physical enforcement. It cannot be enforced. It's just a brouhaha. This was not just a legal case, this was a test of international law, global power structures, and whether justice can truly be universal. But we can see that it is not universal. And the answer here, the answer, we are still watching it unfold. But one thing is clear in global politics, justice doesn't just wear a blindfold. Sometimes it checks who is in the room first. So next time someone tells you the international system is rules based, just ask them rules for who. Because in this game, power writes the script and the ICC is just trying to edit it. I remain Farouk Olanrewaju Abisuri, ATV Professor Gilbert. Please do well to like, comment, follow, and please repost, repost, repost. Thank you very much. Namaste. See you at the next episode.